Hello, Bigfoot enthusiast. Scott here from Squatch America.
And Hannah, domestic goddess, chief cook, and doggy mama here in the paddy wagon tonight with very painful earphones on. I don't like these.
Okay.
They make me look like a total geek, and they push my earrings into the sides of my head.
Oh my gosh. Can't satisfy her ever.
I was fine without them. I don't know what your problem is. I really don't know what your problem is.
So hi,
whatever.
Danny, Michelle, Renee, and Danny. That's it.
Just so you know, we started 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Figure it out in between.
When our refrigerator is not broke and it's filling our cabin here with ammonia, which is we're sorry about last week, but we were having a hard time breathing in here.
We should have a working refrigerator for quite some time now, so yeah, we're good to go. Hi, good. Raptor.
All right. So are we ready to do this?
I don't know.
Here we go. Oh, here we go. Well, folks, welcome to this week's show that was supposed to be last week.
What can we do? We did okay. We lost some fish.
Yeah, we did.
We lost some fish.
Oh,
fish you can't mess with, though.
Yeah.
You know, man. It just so.
So we're coming to you live from the beautiful
Central Washington
coast. Yes.
You are never allowed to say that word.
What, Washington? Okay. So
never.
Yeah, we are on the edge of the Quinault Indian Reservation, and we've got some great videos coming up, by the way.
Yep.
Watch for the next couple.
Don't look
Fridays.
At my butt.
Okay. All right. So tonight we got a very special guest, a good friend of ours.
He just doesn't understand humorous patter to get things started.
Yeah, I do.
I said the word butt. That's embarrassing.
That's right. All right, so here we go. Tonight we have Ben
from Northwest Sasquatch Studies and Research, NSSR. That sounds like a psychotropic medication.
That's an NSSR. There we go.
Neuropathic serotonin surreptite inhibitor.
There we go. She just made it. Hey, Ben.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I'm doing good. Been running around all over. I'm just trying to get some sleep, too.
I understand that.
Sleep is overrated.
Yeah.
Actually,
yeah.
Is my favorite thing. Hi, Dawn. Dawn is in the house.
All right. So, where is the illustrious, sounds like it's what did you say? Some kind of
NSSR.
NSSR.
Northwest Sasquatch Studies and Research. Okay, let's back up.
Okay.
You're forgetting your normal thing. Ben, what got you into Bigfoot research anyway? Tell us your Bigfoot story.
So,
from anywhere.
Yeah.
So probably, I've always been into it. I always had a fascination, the native lore and the legend and the story. And then back in, October of 2017, I had a sighting of one walking across a logging road. And then I started doing a little bit of research here and there. And then about 2.5 years ago, I don't know, I just started really heavily researching. I haven't stopped since. And dragged my girlfriend out with me and pretended that we're looking for sheds, and I was actually doing research, and now I'm here.
There you go. The old I'm pretending to look for sheds trick.
She stuck around.
I've never done that before.
No. Well, I've accidentally found sheds.
Yes.
But I haven't actually intentionally looked for them.
All right. So, we got our house filling up slowly. Anyway, okay, so the next question is, tell us about the Northwest Sasquatch Studies and Research. Where are you located? What is your focal point?
So I am located outside of Otis, Oregon.
Ben,
I run around. What was that?
Can you turn your volume?
No, that's you.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
That's us. We're
Ben,
good.
can Ben turn his volume down just a
Okay,
touch?
yeah.
All right, now we're good.
You good?
Yeah,
Yep.
much better.
Hear me now? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, you're fine.
So I'm outside of Otis, Oregon. I run around the Central Coast Range from, well, some Northern Coast Range too, from basically Tillamook down towards, I'd say Wallport, and then I go all the way into towards Dallas, Oregon. And my research is I'm just trying to study more about them, get to know their habits, basically just like how people study gorillas and chimps. That's what I'm doing now. I already know they're real from seeing one. Now I just want to learn their habits, more about them. And that's what the research is for. That's what's called Northwest Sasquatch Studies and Research. It's the study of the animals at this point for me.
Oh,
Mhm.
cool.
Okay,
But
let's take a
you'll
break.
see me running around.
We're
what's
getting
going
some
on?
distortion.
Oh no, we're good.
Are we good now? Okay.
Yeah, I think so. I just turned us up so you can turn. Everybody can turn their stuff down. I think that's the
Okay.
problem. Okay, there we go.
You're fine, Ben.
Oh, okay. The biggest area you'll see me, if anyone's around this area, you'll see me running around in either my girlfriend's 4Runner or a clapped out XJ, going up and down the Van Diesel corridor, running around going looking for stuff. That's my main area. Is I research up in these mountains over here
Okay.
because I've found quite a few reports.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
really?
that's
And
basically how it
well,
went.
that area. Yeah, that area is pretty squatchy. Yeah, we're just actually kind of north of you on the coast now.
Well, I think you're either. Oh, there you are.
Okay.
Sorry, I have bad cell service. So I don't know if it's me or you guys.
Okay, can you hear us?
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can
everyone
hear you.
can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah,
Um,
little audio problems tonight. I'm working on it. Here we go.
hold
How's
on.
that? Does that help? Okay.
I don't know what's going on here. My phone. Are you guys? Oh, there you are. Oh no. Okay, nice. I see you. It was freezing up really bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Uh,
that was your end. Like, I know you're up in the middle of nowhere.
Sorry. What was that question, Scott?
Oh, I said
You said
I
something.
was going to say that we're just kind of north of you right now, in Washington.
Washington.
Washington. Wash.
It's Washington.
Washington. This has been an ongoing situation in our entire married lives, so almost the last 27 years.
Yeah.
I've been trying to reshape his vowels.
Yeah, no, it's got an R in it. It's Washington. Anyway, so
Oh yeah, no, I've been wanting to go up that direction. I just haven't had time to yet. I've gotten a couple reports up that direction. It's just trying to have the time to get up there.
right.
But yeah, no, I've from doing research. Before I even got into this, I honestly thought most reports came out of the Cascades. I had no idea there were so many reports on the Coast Range.
Mm-hmm.
I would almost say that in Oregon, the best spot other than Mount Hood, I would say, is that the Oregon Coast Range. The amount of reports I get out of here is insane. There's usually one or two reports out of the Van Diesel corridor a year that people talk about. Those,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm trying to get more and more out of people. And then the other thing I've noticed is I'll go on Facebook and I will post a thing saying that anyone's got any stories, heard any legends, or reports, activity, anything strange. And I've noticed over here towards Lincoln City, this area, people are a lot more open about it. It's really weird because when I lived over in Fall City, when I tried to do that, I could barely get anyone to talk. But over here, people are a lot more open.
Oh
It's
yeah.
very interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting too. We're in the coastal range right now too. We're literally on the coast. I mean, our camper's like what, a quarter of a mile to the beach that way.
Yes, Daisy drags me into
Okay.
the surf every
Yeah.
single day.
So we're in Ocean View.
No,
No,
Ocean Shore?
Shore
No, Ocean City.
City. There's an Ocean Shore.
Where's
There's
that
an
at?
Ocean City.
Ocean City.
Grays Harbor. Let's put it that way.
Ocean City
Oh.
is I cannot get a word in edgewise here, folks. Ocean City is the tiny little neighborhood outside of Ocean Shores. And I just want to give out a quick kudos to Ocean City Grind. Best coffee in the area, second only to Oregon Beach Roasters. We've tried both and they're both lovely. Thank you very much.
All right. But yeah, so we're literally on the beach, and you would not believe how many reports we've got here on this coastal range. We actually sat down with a gentleman, and that's coming up in 2 Fridays, by the way, folks, in videos. And we sit down and interviewed a gentleman from the Quinault Indian Reservation. And
he talked for 2 straight hours. He probably could have talked for 12 more.
Yeah,
Story.
So I asked him, his story about what he saw, and he saw a Bigfoot crossing the road. Also, like you, Ben, up in the woods. And but then he's like, oh yeah, and then my sister, this is what happened to her. Oh, and then my cousin, this is what happened to him. And oh, Bob, my friend, who's also another fisherman, this is what happened to him. It just kept going on and on and on, about all the sightings they had here on the coast.
It's very similar here too. Same thing. One person will say something, then oh yeah, my family member or this person I know, and it just keeps going.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
it's pretty remarkable.
What was really interesting about this fellow, and I imagine you might be running into it there, is rather than, so do you believe that Bigfoot exists? It's more like we grew up and didn't know any different. Then Bigfoot is just part of life out there, and it was only when we went inland that we discovered that people didn't believe in Bigfoot.
Yep. Same here. People will come up and ask, they straight faced, don't care. They'll just say, oh yeah, I see it all the time. I've seen here, I've seen there. When I was a kid, I seen when I was trapping, I've seen this. They're not asking, do you believe it? Like, what are you, like, it's more, they're like, oh, we know they're real. But when you go, it's weird. You go only like 20 miles inland or 45 miles inland. It's a totally different story. Everyone's like, do you really believe in that? You really gotta really talk to them to really get them to open up. But once you go read all the time, my camera just turned off for a minute there. Good.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, you're losing cell signal a little bit.
So why don't you get that straightened out, and we will go into a real quick announcement.
We'll do a quick commercial real quick here. While Ben gets his internet back. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, what are we going to talk about? Let's talk about what's coming up. We got an exciting thing coming up here, really coming up soon, and time's ticking.
All right, so in just 10 days, you can find us at the 2024 Fork Sasquatch Days, sponsored by the Sasquatch Syndicate, Bigfoot Quest Magazine, and the SasquatchTheLegend.com. We will be in Forks for the entire festival, and we've got several guests that we definitely want to shout out. Robert Alley, Amy Bew, the Olympic Project, Rich Germeau, Thomas Seawood, and our truck. I mean us. And I think we forgot some people on there.
No, that was it.
That's not matching the poster. You forgot Cindy Goodbreak.
Oh yeah, Cindy. I did forget Cindy. Where's Cindy?
I don't know.
I downloaded her.
You left out Cindy.
I left out Cindy. Oh my gosh, she's going to punch me in the face.
She is going to punch you in the face. It's true.
Okay.
She's going to have someone hold you down.
Yeah.
Anywho, that's where we will be next. So if you are in the north, I would say from northwestern Oregon all the way, anywhere in the Pacific Northwest, but join us in Forks for that event. Of course, when you're there, you might see a werewolf or you might see a vampire.
Yeah, it is Forks.
They sparkle.
They sparkle.
Worst vampire. That was just a
That was
travesty.
horrible.
Anyway, and then after that, you forgot the train.
I don't have it.
You don't have it?
No.
Okay, well then on June 8th, we will be doing the Bigfoot train out of Elgin, and then June 15th and 16th, which is, yes, Father's Day. Can you imagine a better Father's Day gift than taking Dad and the whole family up to Medellin Falls for the Medellin Falls Bigfoot Festival, June 15th and 16th. Jesus Payan will be coming back, Melskahan, and Angelique Benham and her crew, Thomas Seawood again, and of course, Squatch America, the truck, and us.
And us, yeah. Then after that.
And then after that, I am so excited because June 21st, 22nd, 23rd, we are presenting the Blue Mountain Bigfoot Festival. The 21st is the VIP dinner, and on the 22nd kicks off all the events in the park with Robert Leiterman, Thomas Seawood, and Tom Bennett, our Squatch research and one-man band, who will be providing entertainment. And I want to welcome aboard our very first two corporate sponsors, Gaslin Accounting and also the A-Frame RV Park from Baker City. We are so grateful to have their support.
Then.
Oh, and then we'll take a breath, and you will find us July 19th and 20th, or July 20th, Saturday, July 20th at the Glide Sasquatch Festival right outside of Roseburg with Michael Freeman, Jesus Payan, and Thomas Seawood.
And us and our truck.
Oh, and our truck and us, yes.
Yeah.
Because they only love us for our truck, and you know it.
Yeah. So if you notice the theme here, I mean, Jesus, Thomas, and us we're like touring partners for some reason this year. I don't know how that worked out. So next we're going to be.
Oh, and then after our mad dash to Maine and back, you will find. Oh no! Before our mad dash to Maine, we will be in Pocatello, Idaho, on July 26th and 27th at the 2024 Bigfoot Rendezvous with Michael Freeman again. Nico Spadafora, David Ellis. I'm really excited to hook up with David again. Dr. Jeff Meldrum, as always, and Mark Murcell, the best hug. He gives the best hugs in the whole Bigfoot community. And once again, Harry, the Squatchmobile, and us.
So that's us.
It's the truth. You know, it's true. Harry's way more popular than we are.
Yep. So, hi, Ben. He's back. There we go.
Look, you look like you're being a better spot. Oh, you're on mute. He's on.
Oh, wait. I got you on mute. That's me. Sorry.
Oh, my God.
There we go. Now try it.
Y'all are like Abbott and Costello.
I know. We got you.
I'm trying. It's okay. I'm trying. It's bouncing all over the place. I thought I had a good reception around here, but apparently my phone says otherwise.
Yeah.
We just do what we can do.
But yeah, if it bounces again, just let me know, and I can try to move somewhere further down the parking lot.
I think we're okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Ben, can you turn your volume down just a little? Turn it down. We've got quite a few people in the audience who are saying you're way, way, way loud.
I don't know. You're just turn your volume down on your phone.
Yeah.
It should turn the mic.
Does that work?
Yeah, a little bit.
So, folks, could you please give some feedback on the volume now?
Yeah. Well,
how's that?
It's a little bit better.
And Don wants you to know that you have an awesome beard.
Yeah.
It is pretty glorious.
Thank you. I've been growing it for about 4 years now.
Wow.
Is that how long you've been growing yours?
2?
No, 4.
No. When did I start? Our second trip to me, it's been about 2.
Maybe 3.
Okay. Anyway, Lockbeard City approves of your beard. So there we go.
Okay. Try to be one with Sasquatch.
Yeah.
But no, I just run around looking for research evidence and stuff. You'll catch me out in the forest doing interesting things. A lot of people ask me why. What was that?
No, go ahead.
Oh, a lot of people ask me why I do more whoops and stuff in my videos. It's because I get more responses. It's very strange. I've gotten more responses doing whoops than I have wood knocks.
Oh, really?
Don't know why. It's very odd, but it's weird. Every area is different I've gone to. You have like very little. I have to change things just a little bit. Like my girlfriend and her dad had an incident of hearing whoops, and she told me how they heard them, and I had been mimicking what she told me, and it seems to work. It's very weird. You go whoop, wait a few seconds, then whoop, wait a few seconds, and whoop, and then every once in a while something will happen. When I was in Tillamook State Forest, in the area, I got more responses from doing that than I've ever had in my entire life. I heard my first rock clack up there. I found prints. I had two animals, I guess, come to see what I was doing because I was about 2,300 feet elevation and basically sheer drop offs on both sides. And these animals came up the sides to see what I was doing. But yeah, I've noticed it just everywhere I go, everything's different. I haven't got the wood knocking down yet.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten much responses out of there from that. I don't know if they know I'm a human or what, but
Yeah, it's
So-
very rare that we get responses from whoops myself. I mean, we have.
Mhm.
they've responded to me whooping, not you.
Yeah. Hannah's a better whooper than I am. So
I have a
Okay.
question because I can hear it coming from the audience. So you mentioned that these animals were coming up the hill to see what you were doing.
Mhm.
Did you get a picture?
That's salt in the wound right there, Hannah.
oh no.
So I had last fall, I went on a little bit of a splurge and bought a bunch of stuff for research. And one of the things I bought was a drone with a camera. I didn't bring it with me. And up on the hill, on one of the reprod trees, you could see something moving one of the trees. I couldn't see it, but you could see the tree doing this real slow, right in the spot. And I had this feeling if I had that drone, I probably could flew up above it and got a picture, whatever it was. And I would have crashed it into the tree to get the picture.
Yeah.
But no, that was probably since the day I had the sighting of seeing one. That was the closest I've ever gotten since then of something. I'm pretty sure if I had that drone, I could have probably seen what it was. There were two of them. One came up one side, the other one came up the other. They just seemed to be curious of what I was doing. They were not scared of me. They didn't run away. At one point, just how you hear in a lot of reports, how someone's watching one and another one will get your attention to get off the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what happened. All of a sudden, hearing the one animal walking up, you could hear it walking through the brush. And then all of a sudden, all heck broke loose behind me and something crushing down the hillside behind me. And you come hear me in the video use some profanity and whipping around. And so I started looking up there and it just kept going back and forth, these two animals. I ended up leaving because it was getting darker, and at that time of the year, it was kind of treacherous to get up there. There were a lot of mudslides, so I decided to leave. They were still there when I left, and they both had came and gotten together. You could hear both of them right near each other. And probably a week or two later, I went back, and I looked on to see if there's any other areas, and that's when I found out is basically drop-offs on both sides. And whatever these animals were walked up at easily 1,000 feet plus to come see what I was doing because they weren't there when I was there. And that's then probably every couple of weeks I'd be bouncing back and forth. Something would happen, then something would happen. Like they'd come in, come out. It was very weird, and that's when I found the prints. One was a little over 13 inches down this ravine. And the other ones were a little bit harder to measure just because of how they were. They were about, I think, 14. So it could easily have been the same animal. The two potential tracks, looked like whatever it was had jumped the road and landed on 2 feet across the other side, and the other one was next to a stump down in this gully ravine.
Oh, cool.
So 13
But that
to
was the most
14
recent.
Yeah.
13 to 14 inches, we could be looking at some juveniles
Or a female.
or female.
Okay.
But, question for you. So you're there, you hear these two creatures that are encroaching upon your personal space.
Yeah.
And first of all, did you smell it, or did you smell them? And okay, so no smell. You heard them, no smell.
Nope.
Did your body give any response?
At the time, just a lot of adrenaline. It was more. My hair started going up on my arms and my neck at one point. That was probably the point when I realized it was right next to me, and I didn't know. It was probably 20 plus feet from me up on the hill, and you could hear it walking. And for some reason, my gut just told me not to go closer. Oh, sorry, that's probably me. Something was just told me, I don't know what it was, but something just told me that not to go near it, not to leave the vehicle. I got out, but I used the vehicle as a buffer between me and it, just in case something happened. And then my hounds were with me, and just like before, in my original research area, they didn't make a sound. They went quiet, and they were just sitting there quiet. They wouldn't do anything, just like last time. Mm-hmm. And I realized, because when they're around cats, they act normal. When they're around any animals, they act normal. But when these things come around, they don't. They shut up, they lay down, and they won't make noise. They won't whine, they won't bark, they won't do nothing. It's really weird. And then so I was sitting there watching, and the weirdest thing is I couldn't see it. You could hear it, but I couldn't see it. And I sat there. It was driving me nuts because it was just far enough in, and I think it knew it, that I couldn't see it. But there was no smell, but I don't know if it's because the wind wasn't hitting me, or but when I saw the one back in 2017, I didn't smell anything either.
Right.
So more
probably
a female.
A female, yeah. I'm serious. I know it sounds kind of jokey when I say it, but I seriously I think it's adolescent boys that smell bad. They don't all smell bad, because we rarely get the smell thing, and I really do think it's adolescent boys. Or how kids, when they go through puberty, they smell bad.
Think about your typical 12, 13-year-old. They stink.
Yeah.
They just stink. 15 cans of Axe later, and they still stink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Hannah was a junior high teacher. She knows that smell.
Everyone, just remember what middle school hallways smelled like. There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Just rank. Anyway,
it's like
Rep had a question. I knew you already answered it, but where do you go do your research out west? Is it out west? Yes, it's out west. It's about as west as you can get.
Yes, it's I do my research on the Oregon coast, it's central Oregon coast and a little bit of northern Oregon coast. I go up to Tillamook. I will go to Astoria and up Warrington and up that direction if I can, but it's difficult because of time constraints. But where I live right now, I live probably 5 minutes from the Van Duzer corridor, and I still believe it's one of the most heavily active Sasquatch sighting areas other than Mount Hood.
Yeah.
Maybe Tillamook too, but I haven't done too much looking into reports for Tillamook yet. But it's a runner between Mount Hood, Tillamook, and the Van Duzer corridor, I think, in Oregon. At least this part of Oregon.
Yeah, it's very interesting for our friends back east. We got some people from back east, except for Florida. Florida's a little bit different. And actually, I would say Florida, Georgia, maybe South Carolina, North Carolina going to be a little bit different. But here's the thing. You can fit like 4 or 5 states from back east into Oregon.
Hmm.
So when someone says, "Yeah, I researched the north and central Oregon coast areas," that is as much square footage as, let's say, the entire state of New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
so when he's talking about, I got time constraints, I can't go that far north, he's dead serious. I
Yeah.
mean, it took us about 4 hours to drive 100 miles the other day because of the nature of the roads, the conditions, towing the trailer. And so out this way.
But that's because, just to point out, we were driving up the coast on 101, but there's a point where on the Washington coast, you hit the Gray Harbors Bay. So you have to drive like 20 miles inland, and then 20 miles north, and then 20 miles back to get around the bay to go back up the coast.
And so, when someone, that, like, for instance, Cliff Barrickman, who researches who researches in the Mount Hood area, he has a research area that is probably about the same square mileage as someone back east would be doing in a whole state. And it's just a little tiny part of Oregon. So space means a lot. It means something a lot different out west than it does back east. Now, Florida's probably a lot the same because they got such a huge coastline. Florida's a big state. Georgia's a big state. Georgia's about the size of Oregon. Yeah. Half the size. Okay. But Florida's pretty big.
Yeah, I think square footage wise.
Yeah. Anyway, so why don't we take another quick break, and then we'll get back to the questions.
Okay, we got a couple more questions for you, Ben. So we're gonna
go to the break. Play us a video.
We're gonna play us a video, which is, I forgot where it's at.
I don't know what the heck you're talking. Why don't you play the Glide ad just for fun, or the.
The Medellin Falls Bigfoot Festival returns to Pend Oreille County June 15th and 16th. Discover the rich history, folklore, and mystery. From Sasquatch-themed crafts to Bigfoot merchandise, a 5K fun run, and plenty of food. This event is guaranteed to leave you amazed and entertained. Hear from the county's experts about their Bigfoot sightings, or sign up for the presenters dinner and talk with them firsthand. The Medellin Falls Bigfoot Festival. For tickets and information, go to mf-bigfoot.com.
Get ready for an unforgettable weekend of mystery and excitement. Join us at the Blue Mountain Bigfoot Fest on June 22nd and 23rd in picturesque Baker City, Oregon. It's a 2-day extravaganza celebrating the legendary creature that has captured our imagination. Discover the beauty of the Blue Mountains while embracing the mystery of Bigfoot. Don't miss out on expert speakers, thrilling expeditions, a chance to share your own Bigfoot encounters, live music, delicious local cuisine, and a variety of family-friendly activities. Blue Mountain Bigfoot Fest, where the legend comes to life. Mark your calendars for June 22nd and 23rd, 2024, and make memories that will last a lifetime. Visit SquatchAmerica.com for tickets and information. See you there.
All right, that was our good friend. Oh my gosh, I forgot to turn my phone on.
Anywho, you know what's absolutely what I am kind of concerned about our festival.
Oh yeah,
because as of last week, it was still snowing in Baker.
Yeah, it was.
So everyone send out good warm first day. Actually, that's the first weekend of summer.
Yeah.
So let's have us some warm weather, please.
Yeah. Baker City, Oregon sits at 35,000 feet, or 3,500 feet, not 1,000, 3,500 feet. So it's up there in the mountains. It's in the blues. So,
And it's either freezing cold or scorching hot.
yeah, and that was our good friend Jeremy Scott, who did the voiceover for our video there, from Into the Paranormal Radio. He'll be there also, by the way.
Yes. He is an unsung hero, very self-effacing and humble guy, and we just adore him. So Jeremy, if you're listening, we adore you. Anyway, let's go back to some questions.
Okay, what was that? Where's that other one I had right here?
The
This one.
Yeah. So, Ben, do you have an equation for the whoops? Seems there's a fellow who claims he has an equation for knocks. So break it down. How long do you hold the whoop? How much time between each whoop? What is the vibration frequency of the whoop?
Yeah.
I just wing it.
There we go.
It's literally trial by error. Everything I do is trial by error. Error. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I guess I hold a few seconds in between. I go whoop, wait a few seconds, whoop again, and yeah, pretty much it. I just wing it. I listen to people's reports and stuff, and I ask them how to like what they heard and everything, and I mimic it.
Oh,
And basically, I just what I've heard people hear is what I mimic and see if it works. That's all I do, and it seems to work because I've had responses multiple times. Don't know how. Darn phone.
Cool.
There you go. Any better?
Yep.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay. So Renee, get to the button.
Oh, wait a minute.
We have to
We
take.
can't show that. Okay.
No, you have to go to the button.
Oh my gosh, the button. I don't know where the button's at.
You keep passing it. Oh my gosh.
Well, the videos here's the deal with this. On this program, the videos are in one spot, the pictures are in the other, and I don't remember which one's which.
Right, so Renee, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for that super sticker, Renee.
There you go.
Wonderful. You too can leave super
Sorry.
stickers. Just click thanks or whatever. You can also join our YouTube channel for only $1.99 a month because I'm a cheap date. And well, no, I'm not a cheap date anymore because the economy will not let me be a cheap date. But did you know that we paid like $75 for a freaking pizza the other day?
Oh, yeah, it's stupid here in Washington.
Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I didn't even order cider, Renee. I didn't order cider. I had pizza and salad, and he added a beer to his $75 freaking dollars. Anyway, anywho, okay.
Ben, are there barred owls in your area?
Oh, 1 second. Oh, do I have any Bigfoot stories? Yeah, I do. I don't know how long you guys are going to be over here, but I can talk to you here in about 15 minutes if you like. Yeah.
My husband might not wait that long, but I'll ask.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Hey, he just lived
Sorry.
our life.
Yes,
exactly.
That's our life, man, isn't it? Somebody sees a sticker in your truck,
Yeah.
man, and it happens all the time. People don't believe me that happened. You can be just sitting in your truck, and they're like, "Hey,
Oh, yeah.
let me tell you your Bigfoot story."
Yeah, they just walk right up and say, "Hey, you really believe him?" Like, yeah, all the time.
I love it. People look at our truck and say, "Is this like for real?"
Yeah.
No, this is all a figment of your imagination.
No.
We don't exist.
Yeah. So the question was, are there barred owls in your area? And
Yes, there are barred owls, and there's a definite difference. The whoops, and that's the other thing I asked, because a lot of the people I talked to, I'm like, "You sure it wasn't an owl? Sure wasn't like a cat, or like what did it sound like?" And when they describe it, they're like, "It's not this, it's not that, it's not that," and then I'm like, "Well," and I try to mimic what they heard. I'm like, "Yeah, it sounded like that." I'm like, "Okay," and I go off a lot of older, I go to the Bigfoot Museum in Boring a lot, and I talk to them, so I get a lot of advice, and because a lot of them have heard more whoops than I have. I've never heard one, so I just go off of what I've heard. And barred owls, I don't know how to describe what they sound like. Oh, I can't mimic what they sound like, but it's very distinctive. Sometimes it sounds like talking if you're out in the forest, if you don't know what you're listening to. But a lot of the people I've talked to have heard these whoops. They're hunters. They've been out in the forest for a very long time. They know the difference between animals' noises, and so I'm usually pretty lenient on it. But like I have biggest thing with me is when I do my research, every story, everything I do, I take with a truckload of salt.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I was there and saw it for myself, I can't truly 100% believe it.
That is wise counsel.
Mm-hmm.
Very wise counsel. I could almost say that I heard a squatch today, but in all actuality, it was a coyote.
Yeah.
Probably a mama coyote guarding her pups.
Yeah.
Daisy and I were walking back from the beach, and all of a sudden, Daisy. I think if there would be a dog that wouldn't care if it was a squatch, it would be Daisy because she's too dumb, and she would just charge it. Go ahead, rip me out. Of course.
Okay. So a little thing about Daisy, it's her breed,
and we just discovered this.
Yeah, she is a Rhodesian Ridgeback dog, and they are bred in Africa to hunt lions. There's not a lot she's scared of.
No,
Yeah.
she certainly doesn't care when I'm saying, Daisy, you can't drown me in the ocean. Why not? Let's just go. Anyway, but yeah, we were walking back from the beach, and all of a sudden she got a wild hair up her butt to go, to try and go down a little trail into the bushes. And the minute she poked her nose in, I just killed all your ears. Anyway, I recorded it. It was a coyote, probably a mama and her pups.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was fun. But it's important, I don't know for sure because I didn't make eyeball to eyeball contact. So maybe it was like a rabid squatch. I don't know. Let's ask William's question.
What was his? Are you Bigfoot?
No, yes. So William, thank you. Ben, was the hair long and unkept? Did you actually see this?
Okay.
So I was far enough away that I couldn't tell you how the hair, like if it was unkept or not. It was black in color. It didn't seem like it was fluffy or anything. It seemed like, it's hard to describe. I almost like, how you see like I couldn't say that because I can't, to be honest with you, I cannot remember the full thing because it's been so long, which is really weird with me. I don't understand. I talked to Nico about it. I'm starting to forget things on it, which is really weird. I wrote it down just so I don't forget it,
Right.
But I don't know. It's very strange. I don't remember all the details of it. I just remember it was black in color and it walked across a loggy road in 2 steps. And it was in the forest, didn't make any noise, didn't care I was there, and there was no smell.
Okay.
The fur or hair, I guess what you would call it, it wasn't like shaggy or anything. It was more like I'm trying to remember if I can remember all the detail. It was more. It didn't seem fake, like it didn't seem like a suit. It was very proportionate for its body. It wasn't all loose. It was almost like a gorilla, kind of like the skin, like the fur, kind of. It wasn't shaggy. It didn't look like a wig. It looked natural. But as much detail as I can remember. I wish back then, if I knew what I knew now, I wish I would have recorded myself or wrote it down exactly after it happened. But unfortunately, back then I didn't think that far ahead.
So
but I do have.
I have a theory about that. Because based on what you said, your bodily response was your body went into a little bit of shock. That hackles raising and that goose pimply thing, that's a fear response. It's not just adrenaline, that's a fear response. And so if you were undergoing any kind of trauma at that time, your brain is going to do everything it can to remove you from it. So it's going to wipe out really important details. The things that really bothered you the most, it's going to just wipe out, and you're only going to have this vague recollection.
Well, it's strange. I don't remember if my hair went up or anything on that one because the one I had the hair go up was the one at Tillamook. Okay. The one then, I had my rifle with me, and there was a round in the chamber because I was hunting, and I can't remember if I freaked out or not. Like, I mean, like if my hairs went up or anything.
Yeah.
All I remember is, oh, they're real. Like
I
that
think they
that was
pulled
the major thing I got, if I remember. What was that?
I think they pulled the Bigfoot Men in Black on you.
Yeah.
Oh, it was bizarre. And the weirdest part was my buddy has a red heeler cattle dog, and that thing was in the truck bed in front of me, and it went between us. He locked on it and was just like dead straight, didn't make a noise, a peep, and just looked right at it. Wouldn't do anything. It was the weirdest, bizarrest thing I've ever seen. So basically, the only other witness was a dog.
Yeah. So Raptor talked about, could it have been a moose or an elk or something? We've heard. Okay, I'm just gonna say
There's
heard.
not many elk here. I meant moose. Have you
There
seen
are-
a moose here?
I've seen a moose in eastern.
What was that?
Have you seen a moose in that area? Somebody asked if it was a moose.
No,
A sound.
Yeah,
But-
moose
no.
don't
It was
really-
very much on 2 feet.
Yeah, and we have heard. Okay, don't crucify me, Raptor. God, we have heard elk and Bigfoot in the same space.
Yeah,
Totally different.
totally different.
Totally different.
Yes, very different.
Yeah, Pyro. I don't always whoop, but when I do, there it is. I see what you did.
There we go.
I needed that laugh. Okay,
So-
there were some other cool things up here. I think Tom Cruise is too old to be seen without a shirt these days.
Okay.
All right, I think that's good. Gordon says, pretty sure the big guys keep at least 3 layers of cover between their watching post and what they're observing, unless they're juveniles.
Mhm.
Because those juveniles,
I would-
have you ever known a juvenile of any species to give a rat's behind
About the rules.
about the rules or about their own personal safety? No. All right,
Come on.
so we've
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That makes sense because the one that I have, the encounter over in my original research area, is about, I guess you'd say 3 layers of brush between me and it when when I had the occasions, and it was extremely smart. It would not go any closer, but it would just stay out enough that I couldn't see it, but it could see me. And when I went back there into the back, you could see all these little secret little spots that you can look through the brush, but if you're on the road, you can't see it.
Yeah. Okay.
I know exactly how that goes. I mean, we had an incident last year when we were up at Crater Lake where we had a rock thrown at us, and we were scanning the tree line close, and I do think I got the blurry Bigfoot photo, but it was standing in the brush. There was a tree, but the tree was kind of bent like this, and it was standing. I gotta turn my hand around. I can't do that anyway. But it was bent the same as the tree it was standing next to, just to kind of mimic the tree.
You mean like that? Like eagle's arms?
So if the tree was bent this way, it was standing there bent with it, just to stay right next to the tree. It was kind of interesting.
I want to go back. To what William was asking, if the hair was long and unkempt. William, this is for you. Keep your eyes on Footprint Friday, because have we got a video for you coming up?
Yeah.
Just watch Fridays, okay?
And another thing about your whoops, I mean, I'm sure you're doing audio recording.
I do. I'm in the process of buying a good recorder because I have lost so much audio due to my phone. It's insane.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Janice says she agrees with me, by the way. You need to feature that comment.
Which comment?
This comment.
Oh, okay.
Someone's agreeing with me. Time to feature that. Thank you, Jana, so much. Yeah, I'll pay you later. Yeah.
I don't know what
The trauma.
Oh, the trauma.
Forgetting you dissociate from the trauma.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we just actually, well, it's kind of interesting. If you've seen my video last Friday, I had a recording that we took in the Blue Mountains 6 years ago.
Something like that. It's been a while.
Yeah.
6-7 years ago.
And I have played it at the festivals and stuff that I go to, and some people say it's coyote, some people say I don't know what that is, but it's kind of funny. Just a couple weekends ago, we run into David Ellis from the Olympic Project, and he does all the sound stuff. So we were at this festival. I ran into David, and I pulled him aside. In fact, we were in the speaker room, and we went out the door, so we were outside. And I played it for him on my phone, and he listened to it, and he said, "That's no coyote." And I sent it to him, and he put it through his graphs and spectrographs and stuff, and came back. He said, "If I didn't hear it myself and just looked at it on the graph, that's a classic Bigfoot whoop. It matches all the, so the sound has the DNA, basically."
Yeah. And so I love it when we run the stuff we have through science. I have a question, because Raptor's kind of getting some grief here. Okay. All right, so Raptor wants to know, and think about this too, Ben, about your research area. Raptor wants to know if people aren't just out hoaxing us and other people with sounds and footprints and sightings. I have a couple things to say about that. One, people aren't that smart. Mostly. Most humans are dumber than boxes. No offense to anyone in the house, but this is our species. We don't have we're just dumb. We're dumb. Anyway, think Red from that 70s show. That's who we are. Dumbass.
I try to. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I try to go places that most people don't go.
Yep.
And I do not tell people where I'm researching. Someone asks me, "Oh, where are you at?" I'm like, I'll say maybe like the mountain range, but I will not. So I've even sometimes fibbed a little bit and told them, "Oh, I'm over here," but I'm really 20 miles the other direction.
Yeah.
We do the exact same thing. By the time you see us on a video talking about where we're at, we were there 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So
and here's the thing, Scott, have you ever been hoaxed?
Maybe.
Yes.
When?
Up at the reservoir.
Oh yeah, I have been.
He's been hoaxed.
Oh, I forgot about that. That was a long time ago.
It was by teenagers.
Yeah.
And
it happens. If there's going to be hoaxers, they're going to be teenagers. So, like I said, like what Ben said, whenever somebody gives me a report, I will take it with a grain of salt. And a lot of times, sometimes, I'll shake my head, I'll go along with them, and okay, listen, oh, that's really cool. I don't want to insult anybody, but
that's what I do.
Yeah. But I would.
But here's the key. You're only going to get hoaxers in areas that are easily accessible. That's the ticket right there. And a real squatcher is going to go to all the other places. And the places that we have found our evidence are places where people don't go. There. And the other thing I want to bring out for our friends, especially back in the Southeast, it would be like asking, are you sure that someone deep in the Everglades wasn't hoaxing you? Why the heck would they be there?
Yes.
It's like they're going to get eat.
There's.
And
the biggest thing
I was going to say, the lay of the land out here is so different than what people in the Southeast are accustomed to, or even the East Coast. Northern Maine is close, that whole area. But most of the land, back east, you don't have the vast amount of untouched public land. And I think that's something that people don't understand, the immense amount of untouched public land that we have here. Public land does not mean there are trails. Public land means that people can't develop it, and it is just raw forest. most of the West is raw forest, where there are no people-y spots.
Yeah, you're going to see people in campgrounds and parks and hiking trails, the well-known hiking trails.
Yeah. Where we go are not those places.
But you get on logging roads in the middle of nowhere, you're not going to see other people.
No.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, I go places. I think if I was a large animal, where would I want to be? And that's where I go. And
Not
I
at the
try
local
to go on a lot
KOA.
more. I try to go on a lot of the private logging land too. That's why I see a lot of my videos during the day or like an hour before dark, because you got to be out before that hour or you can get major fines. But I just learned over here, just actually the other night, there actually is some forests around here, because I know there's the Siuslaw or I butcher the name all the time.
Siuslaw. We were schooled on that. It's Siuslaw.
Siuslaw. Okay. Yeah, I butcher it all the time.
Yeah,
there are areas around that you can go out at night and get remote and be away from people. That's my biggest issue is like the Tillamook State Forest and National Forest. I've noticed a lot of public land, you got to go really deep in before you get away from people. That's why I ended up so high up elevation in the Tillamook State Forest, because I was running into the problem of too many people, and just you don't know if it's people making the noises, you don't know if it's hoaxing. And the biggest thing with me is I don't really I just go. I don't tell really anyone where I'm going, other than Katie or a close friend or something. But so for people to hoax me, you're gonna have to really try hard. And doesn't mean they haven't. And that's,
I was just saying, the places that we generally find prints, you're not going to get a human print there because the terrain won't take it.
Yeah. Same. And then just terrain, the remoteness, elevations. It's very difficult. It's like it can be very for someone to go up there and hoax. It's like a needle in a haystack. You're really hoping someone out of hundreds of thousands of acres is going to find this one track, this one thing out in the middle of the forest, and it's like I just find it hard to believe.
Yeah,
right.
People are too stupid,
and they're lazy. They're not going to go to the places where like when I had my sighting in the Blue Mountains, a lot of people don't know. It's that the Blue Mountains is 26,000 square miles of forest, and where I was at was a place where it was actually gated off and people weren't allowed to go there, in a watershed area. So I knew there was no people there. Yeah,
the only reason there's a road there is so that they can remove the winter fall so that the people can get into the watershed to, do all the maintenance up there. But it is almost time for us to go.
Wow.
And so one of the things that I really appreciate about you, Ben, first of all, you're an awesome guy. We love you. Your hugs are almost as good as Mark Marcel's. You're getting there. Anyway, Mark Marcel's my favorite. And Hope Johnson, but I don't know how he is with hugging. Anyway, but you're just a regular guy. I mean, you don't have a PhD in upright primate walking. You don't have you didn't have a famous TV show. You're just a guy who's interested, and in your free time, you go do the things.
Yeah.
So
that's all I do.
What can you tell all the regular people who are sitting in the audience? How can they up their Bigfoot research game?
Just go do it. Just go. If you have a fascination with it, just go do it. Go out in the elements, get out of your comfort zone, and just go out and do it. Just treat it how you just treat it like anything else. You treat it like another animal. You give it its space, and you just learn it just like you see on National Geographic or any other TV show. You just do what you love. Just go out.
Yeah, and if you got one of these, you got everything you need to go bigfooting, really, to be honest. Yep. So
that's all I use.
All right. So, well, thanks so much for coming on, Ben. We'll have you again. And next time we're out your way, we'll have to do something together, you and Katie, and we can go out. It'll be fun.
Okie dokie.
All right.
Yeah. So I want to end. Well, thanks, Ben. Thanks for being with us. And once again,
You're welcome.
I'm going to throw up your YouTube channel. Go over there and like and subscribe and do all that stuff.
Or he's got to find the dang thing.
There it is.
Northwest. This is Northwest Sasquatch Studies and Research. He's got 484 subscribers
Whoa.
and 117 videos. Ben, your channel's growing like ours.
Yeah.
Kind of creeping.
It's slowly.
You know, there we are. We do it for the love. This is a labor of love, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So everyone, after you like and subscribe and share this video, pop on over to Ben's Northwest Sasquatch Studies and NSSR. Let's see, neurotransmitter, serotonin, super uptake receptor thing. Anyway. Go over there, like and subscribe to him so that you show him some love, because we just loved having you. And well, are you going out to Beachfoot this year?
Yes, I am.
Well, give them all of our regards. We will be doing the Blue Mountain Bigfoot Festival that weekend.
So we're not going to be there.
Okay.
Anyway, so with that, we'll see you next time, Ben.
All right, see you later.
Bye.
And with that, it's time for us to remind you that our job,
Oh my gosh, you're killing me.
on purpose, even.
Well, I wanted to say one thing before we go is no, we're not going to have the Bigfoot Roundtable this month. It's just not working out with all of us and stuff.
And there are some changes happening there too.
Yeah. Okay.
So remember, our job is to investigate the unexplained.
Not to explain the uninvestigated.
So until next week, thank you so much for liking, watching it. And please like, subscribe, go over to, join our coffee club here on YouTube for $1.99. Go to Patreon. There is a free member option for that. I'm not sure what it entails. It's something that Patreon threw in there. So just go join us on Patreon. It won't cost you a dime, or you can buy a tier and you get some mediocre perks for that. We want to thank all of our Patreons. Or you can go to buymeacoffee.com/Squatch America and submit a one-time donation. That is my pitch. So until next week, you keep watching.
And we'll keep squatching and go out and find Bigfoot.
Bye.
That damn Sasquatch.
Squatch.